we are looking at over 100 centimeters. I'm so happy with him. Oh my goodness. So I decided to crochet another Jellycat style dragon. I'm going to be using fur yarn. I'm sure if you know fur yarn, you probably already know what I'm getting myself into. I have two very pretty colors here. You guys probably already know what Jellycat Dragon I'm going to be trying to crochet up. It is the Molokai Jellycat Dragon. I had a lot of trouble finding these colors. I actually spent, I think, like a week looking for these specific colors. I'm going to be using the pink for the wings and spikes, and the body of the dragon is going to be this green color. Molokai is a darker green, but I want mine to be a little bit more pastel colored. I have not seen this dragon in real life. Currently where I'm at, you cannot even get this dragon, so I don't actually have much of a choice. I have to crochet it up and make it because I don't think I can buy it. I'm going to be using a base pattern kind of for the general shape of the dragon, but I'm going to be adjusting it so I can make it as Jellycat-like as I can. I started early this week because I'm pretty sure that this dragon is going to take me a lot longer than the last dragon. I'm going to have so much trouble finding my stitches. I want to say it was about the second month that I learned how to crochet. I was trying to use faux fur yarn and I didn't realize that you were absolutely not going to be able to see your stitches. I don't even want to show the project that I actually completed the first time. I might show a quick pop-up image of what I did, but I remember when I first crocheted up that plushie, I thought it was the cutest thing ever. This is just the snout. That's gonna be a lot bigger than what I expected. Like, this was the size of the last dragon's head. I also want the snout to be a little bit longer. This was my other dragon that I did, and as you can see, the snout is pretty short, so I want it to be a little bit longer. I really have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm actually as clueless as you guys right now. Like with the last dragon, I had it a little bit planned out more than this one. I don't know what I'm doing with this one. I went ahead and placed some eyes to see if they fit well. These are 14mm sized eyes. I did not secure them yet because I want to work up the head a little bit more to make sure that I have them placed correctly. This is how he is looking so far. So precious. It is the very next afternoon. I got the whole head done last night. I'm very happy I did not secure the eyes because I ended up placing the eyes a little bit higher. The longer snout made it look even more Jellycat-like. On the actual Jellycat, I know the eyes are actually placed a little bit closer to the ears, but I don't like how that looks. I personally always like the lower eyes and a little bit more in where the snout indents are. Working with the faux fur yarn last night was not that difficult. I actually had a pretty easy time. It's kind of easy to feel for your stitches once you get the hang of it. I also need to write down some notes because I am planning on redoing this Jellycat Dragon in different colors of the same yarn. Placing stitch markers is extremely important with fur yarn. There is no way to tell what stitch you are on. If I forget to put this stitch marker, I have to redo tons. This is where we are currently at. I was very curious about how big this actually is, so I have my tape measure. Okay, we are at roughly 30 centimeters, and I think the rest of the body is going to be another 25 centimeters. So we are looking at a huge plushie actually. I think that this time around I'm actually doing it a lot better. Could be because of the yarn. This is definitely more closer to what a Jellycat looks like. I'm actually thinking of doing the Sky Dragon over again, but in faux fur yarn, and I'm definitely going to be making the other colors too. Honestly, this is like my dream childhood plushie. I can't believe I'm making it. I guess I'm very tired because I completely forgot to secure the eyes when I was done with the head. In order to use this tool, you have to have only so much done. Now, there's no way for me to use this tool because I already crocheted too much. I am not about to undo all of the work that I've done. So I'm going to try and secure the eyes by hand, not using any tools, and I don't like these eyes because the pole is very short, so they're very hard to secure. I don't know why, but Jellycat eyes are like all the way up here. Huh, that's kind of cute too. What do I decide? I was saying that I like lower eyes, but now I like them up here. How about we do something in between and I put them a little bit lower? Only thing I can think of doing is maybe using the table as some leverage to kind of push on it. I think that worked. Yep, okay, that worked. We are getting there. I worked a lot on the project last night. This is what I currently have. I have to fill up a bunch of stockings with beads and then surround that with stuffing. And because I don't want the beads to move around, I'm thinking of putting the beads in like this mesh kind of drawstring bag in hopes that the beads will not like go all over the place. That was a lot of work. In my last video, I wanted to make the Sky Dragon super floppy and I failed at that part. In this part, I got it right. He's floppy, super floppy. He's very cute. So now what I'm going to do is quickly finish and close up the bum as best as I can because the Jellycat has a little round bum at the bottom, so I'm going to try and attempt that. As of right now, there's no gapping. I cannot feel any stuffing coming through, which is a plus because I really thought I was going to get stuffing to come out of the gaps, but right now I don't feel anything. I keep doing this because it's extremely soft. Okay, so last night was very eventful. I was attempting to crochet the tail as best as I could. I couldn't figure out how to do it, So on the Jellycat, the back is kind of rounded and then the tail is very large actually. So I wanted to attempt to create the same thing. So I wanted the back of the plushie to go inwards. So I did that. And then I started the tail and I tried to do some shaping so that it would look like the bottom was going in and then the tail could puff out. I was not able to shape it correctly. I ended up with a kind of awkward looking tail. I don't want to redo this tail completely, so my plan is to actually fold that part, that extra part that I did in, connect it to the back, and then sew it down. And then I saw that it looks actually very similar to a Jellycat tail and it angles perfectly. I think that that's what I'm gonna do. I'm in the process of getting more yarn. This is my 10th skein in this bag and this is my 11th one and this is the very last one that I have. I want to attempt at doing the legs today, so I'm gonna use this roll for the legs and I'm gonna work on the spikes, and yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do today. The last clip for you guys was a couple of days ago. I had a very tiring week and I was not able to film much of the dragon, but I did crochet a lot. So in the last clip I showed you one of the spikes. It was way too big, so I crocheted these smaller spikes. And I also started the legs. I finished one leg and I am in the process of finishing the second leg. What we're gonna do now is work on the rest of the legs, and then hopefully I can start the wings. I also crocheted up the tail. I sewed it down and it looks really good actually. Kind of ran into a problem in the middle of the week that I ran out of green yarn. I did not know this project was gonna take up so much yarn. I needed kind of one skein for each leg. Yeah, because I didn't have much left over. On my last dragon, when I crocheted the legs, I wanted them to stick out at an angle, so I did short rows. But to save some time on this dragon, and because it really will not be seen, I'm going to just sew the leg down at an angle. So I'm gonna fold this part in, do a little bit of cheating, and I'm gonna sew it on at an angle. Okay, so I didn't film last night because I was trying to construct the wing as best as I could. So basically I decided to do one long wing sections, I guess. So I made one long one right here and then 3 more slightly shorter ones just to kind of construct one wing, and my plan is to basically sew it all together. So right now what I'm doing is working on another pole basically, and then that's how I'm going to construct the wings. My last wing was just constructed as just a kind of one big sheet with the scalloped edge, but with fur yarn you really cannot see a scallop edge, so I didn't want to do it the same as this one. Okay, so it's been a few days. This project ended up taking way more than I expected. It came out huge. I sewed on 2 legs already, and now I'm basically at the part where I need to sew on everything. I filled the legs with some beads. I wanted it to be nice and bright today, but it's actually really gloomy and dark. I don't know exactly why every single time I sit down and film, it is so dark outside, but basically, I'm going to try and finish this dragon today so that way you guys can see him very soon. I also wanted to show a close-up of the wings because I'm very, very proud of them. They're not connected at the bottom. I didn't sew them so that way they can kind of be pulled apart a little bit and look like a wing. So I'm very excited to sew these on. They are way closer to what I wanted. I think I'm gonna start sewing the rest of the legs and then we will get to the wings. I'm just stuffing the legs a little tiny bit at the top. I'm trying my best to not overstuff the plushie. We have finished. Wow, this project took so long, but I'm extremely happy with how he turned out. I think I really, really love faux fur yarn. I'm definitely going to be using more of it. This turned out so soft. I also did face shaping. On my last dragon, I didn't do face shaping. It just changes the way it looks so much. I ended up putting nostrils and also eye indents, and he looks really, really good. I have my tape measure so I can prove how large he is. He is huge. Last time I measured him, when I did not finish the tail, he was over 60 centimeters. I believe now he is definitely over 60 centimeters. So we're gonna do a little bit of measuring. We are looking at over 100 centimeters. It is ending at about 103 around here. So he's very large. I also weighed him earlier and he was over 2 kilograms. I put beads in his head, in his belly, and his feet. So he's a heavy plushie. I'm so happy with him. Oh my goodness. I want to make more floppy, sleepy plushies like this. I have been making plushies with crochet for a while. I want to start using fabric as well. If you're interested in plushie making, plushies, and all cute things, you are welcome to subscribe. I try to post very often, and I will see you in the next one.